Oh, hello folks, this is the tractor doctor again. Project we got going on right now. It's a 4320 John Deere. It busted the synchronizer hub inside the transmission. It fell into the bottom of the transmission. We'll go over a few tips. I've already got this one broke down, split between the transmission and the rear, or the transmission and the bell housing. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna go over a few tips on how to go about doing that. I got this set of stands here that I built 10 or 15 years ago. Works real well. They're homemade. I made them. Anytime you build anything like that, you want to be real careful about how you go about making it and welding it and that kind of stuff, because it could fall on you and hurt you or even kill you. This is what the front stand looks like. It's just a piece of channel iron across the top with two 1-inch pieces of threaded rod that goes under the bell housing. If I go to break it into, put a clutch in it, I got another set of adapters that goes in there that'll come up and catch the frame rail. And right here is what they look like. It's just a piece of I-beam with the bottom parts cut off with a piece of 1-inch threaded rod welded to it. And they fit down in that piece on each side, and they'll catch up under the frame rails. Also, for safety purposes, you want to put a block and a wedge on each side on the front end, so to make it rigid where the tractor can't tilt, fall off the stand anyway. That shores it up, makes it a lot more stable. You also want to block the wheels where the tractor itself can't roll, the front half can't roll. And here's what the back stand looks like. It's just a triangle with 3 big casters on it. It's got 1-inch rod on it where you can adjust it up and down. And as you can see, depending on where you're putting it at and what kind of tractor you're using it on, you might have to put a wood block or something. I might have to put a wood block or something there to take up the distance. I got a block on this one, the front, and a block at the back. Another thing, and then I roll the back half away from the front half. Another thing you want to do is pump your tires up real tight where there ain't nothing but the centers of them touching the concrete. That way it decreases rolling resistance. The next thing you want that really helps out is if you got a real smooth concrete floor. And I hadn't been about a year or so poured this concrete here, and I had it finished slick. That makes your jacks, your wheels, everything else roll good. And I have took tractors apart in the past without a set of these stands. Just use blocks of wood and wedges and some kind of floor jack or something with a block of wood on it. But that ain't really recommended because it's very dangerous and could fall off the jack and hurt you. But irregardless, there's more ways than one to take something like this apart. But I've found that these stands is about the easiest and handiest way to do it. And I modeled these stands after a set of store-bought stands that I seen a long time ago. A fella had them. He said they probably, back then, they cost $2,000, $2,500 for, I think there were some that were made by John Deere. And I kind of modeled these stands after those. And I've used these stands on 3020s, 4020s. They work on 1066s, 1086s, and all the big international tractors of the same era. They're real handy, and I've kind of tried to make them with enough adjustment that they would fit a variety of different tractors. But the stands that I modeled them after, the best I can remember, were made for 3020 and 4020 John Deere tractors. But if anybody decides to build a set of these themselves, you need to be aware of the risk. I ain't recommending it, and they're telling you to do it. But you want to be pretty confident in your welding skills and make sure that it's not going to break and fall and kill you. like these set of stands here, I built them myself. Don't nobody use them but me. I probably wouldn't build a set for somebody else because they subject to get hurt, and then they try to want to make it my fault. This is going to be part 1. I'm going to do a video on the actual transmission shaft replacement and that kind of thing itself, and it'll be video part 2. There'll probably be at least 3 videos, and it may seem like I'm rambling a lot, but as much as I got going on here, it's kind of hard for me to keep it all straight and lay it out in an organized format. But irregardless, I'm going to take a shot at it and see how it works.